What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Football Capital, and we are back for another Premier League review show. I am joined with the boys. All the Ollie out boys are in the stream today. Kev might be jumping on. The Luke Shaw out. He's going to be on soon as well for the Man United talk. But boys, another week, and we got smiles on our faces once again. Maybe we won't mention midweek, but another win for United, especially.
Midweek, what? Work?
Midweek, no, young boys. The old boys.
No
boys.
No game.
There was no game. That's right. No football. But boys, another Premier League week has gone, and this is why it's the best league in the world. I mean, I don't think there's any arguments anymore for those who want to say other leagues are better than this one.
Nah. French league maybe, because
you reckon French league? Yeah, them ones. But boys, where do you want to start today? Because do we get straight into United, or are we leaving for a bit later?
No, I reckon leave that a bit.
We've got Liverpool. We'll go with Liverpool. Yeah, the Liverpool boys are not here. Their routine win. They reckon that's why they're not here. Nothing really to talk about. The Scousers. Yeah.
All right, let's give them credit. It was a routine win.
But listen, Palace. I mean, Palace have had the result of the season, haven't they already? So it's back to normal service for them, isn't it? At the end of the day.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
Yeah, but do you guys think Palace played bad? Because I think there's Vieira's on your case already. See, Vieira's on your case, bro. Don't Rami's got to switch off his phone there. He's calling. He's like, bro, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Routine. We had him on the ropes. Nah, but look, Palace. I think their keeper kept them in it for most of that game. But I think I think they did have a few chances. But routine,
it was disappointing because he really wanted to go into the half at 0-0. That would have been a big achievement for them, and they just fell short. Unfortunately,
Mane with the
opener. They looked pretty decent, man. I think they had some discipline to their game, especially the first half.
But they changed. They changed. They had a different lineup at the start. We saw Milner in, Tsimikas starting as well. Kante in the squad, Matip out. So a bit of rotation there for the Scousers.
Yeah, Alexander-Arnold had the illness.
Yeah. So a bit of rotation there. Boys, do you guys think now, look, Liverpool's top of the table, obviously on goal difference. Do they got the squad to challenge, and not just challenge, but to actually make a proper push than they did last year? They got all their players back from injury. Is there enough depth in this squad in all competitions? We've only had one Champions League game this week. I think now, isn't it now 2 games a week till...
Yeah, it's a very tight figure.
Yeah.
Till the international break.
Do Liverpool got the depth, bro? Do you guys think they have the depth to keep this run going?
It's a funny question, right? Because it's like an open question / a closed question, because you'd be like, yeah, they do. But then if you deep it, in my opinion, I don't know about the boys, they've won trophies really with the same personnel. So the only difference from last season, this season, is that they've got them all back fit. Now, with the style of play and the system they play, I'd say yes. But when I look at personnel, 60-plus games, I say no. If he wants to compete on all fours, and when I say all fours, I mean Champions League, Premier League, disclaimer there, FA Cup, domestic cup. But obviously, I think everyone wants the Premier League and the Champions League. So I'd say no. I'm contradicting myself here, but I just think with the squads around the rival-wise, I don't think they do.
Rami said.
Yeah. Look, I think I had this discussion earlier with a Liverpool fan, and I said, look, I don't think you guys have good enough depth. And then he started naming all these players. I'm like, look, all right, your backline has depth, fair enough. But you look at your midfield, Thiago's still trying to find his feet. Keita's still trying to find his feet. Henderson at the moment is probably the most consistent midfielder. Fabinho's quality, I always rate Fabinho. But what depth do you have out wide? Salah, Mane get injured. Who do you have in there? Jota, Firmino are still not number 9s. They're your only options. What depth do you have up there? So can they win the Premier League? Absolutely. I mean, how can you rule them out? There's no way you can rule them out. Do I think they've got a better squad than United or Chelsea? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But it comes down to the squad as a whole. Klopp is, in my opinion, the best manager, and they've got him in their arsenal, which I think is bigger than anything. I don't think they're going to win. If they do win something, I don't think they're going to win more than one title. But can they win the Premier League? I think so. I think you definitely.
Yeah, but
can't rule them out.
it's not so much. It's not so much as injuries this season. If Mane, Salah get injured, players need rest as well. You know, you can't just burn them out, because we've seen when Klopp came in, the year they lost the league by 1 point. Heavy metal football. They took that into the next season. Yes, again, heavy metal football ended up winning the league. They won the Champions League the year before.
But what are their options? What are their options?
Yeah, but
is
that's what I'm saying.
Oxlade-Chamberlain the only option out wide?
They might get burnt out again.
Oxlade-
That's what I mean. They need rotation. I don't know.
What do they have? Like they had Shaqiri last season or whatever. All right, fair enough. They got Oxlade-Chamberlain at the moment. But if Mane or Salah get injured, who fills in those roles? Or if they're tired?
But boys, just last week we were discussing whether or not they can change up that team and get results. And look at all these questions. Exactly, that's right. They changed it up. They got the results. And all these questions in the air that we've had pretty much from the start of the season, they're getting 3 goals a game every game. And now, listen, it's a long season. A lot can change and a lot will change. But, I think there's not too much pressure on them this year, and I think that's a good thing for them. They've already got one major injury. Hopefully, that's not a domino effect for them, where it keeps happening like it did last season. But they look serious. I feel like they can go about their business quietly and get those and creep up and stay up there.
Yeah, but they got
to. Go around.
You got to.
No, I was just going. Do you not think? Just listen to what you both said there. Interesting points, right? But do you not think that when it comes to the business end of the season, with the way they play, and let's say over the Christmas period where the games are coming thick and fast, they don't have quality in reserve. You know,
correct. Wouldn't you say they're better than they were when they won it?
But then all the other teams were rubbish. All other teams were rubbish, and they were playing.
The Premier League is stronger than it was.
Yeah, you're definitely right, and that's what you said originally, Bobs. Is that the competition around them in England, at least, is so much higher, and it's a big question. You know, they got a lot to come up against.
Yeah,
look, Salah and Mane are used to scoring against big teams. But
that's the thing. Say they, for example, say they have the game at Anfield at home, and then they go to, I don't know. I know they just beat AC Milan, but say they had to go to San Siro and they needed a win, but they're playing Chelsea at home on the Saturday. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, do you trust your second left back against Chelsea at home at Anfield so you can risk it? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, and I get.
James Milner.
Yeah, I get what you mean with the results.
It was very promising signs from young Kante. He looked really good for them. I really like how he looks. And I've always given this guy props, but gosh, Milner is a Premier League legend, man. Like how can you say he's not? The guy delivers, and I watched the game and he did. But to answer your question, Bobs, I agree, man. I agree. When it comes to the thick and the games come quick and it's all Christmas period and it's non-stop, they don't have enough players to rotate. Because you look at the bench this game, all right, Keita, Gomez, Chamberlain, Curtis Jones, Minamino, Origi, Phillips, Kelleher, like what kind of bench is that? What kind of bench is that?
Phil Jones category. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But like what Seba was saying with the results, like they're getting the results, but I can see and say who are they playing? But I can. Who are they playing? Norwich, Palace.
But who have
Chelsea 10 men. Chelsea 10 men.
Those same teams.
Yeah, but okay.
Teams,
but we're dropping points.
Chelsea.
But this is what they drew to Chelsea with 10 men where they should have been capitalizing. Yes, you said they changed it up. They changed it up in the back, and it worked out for them against Palace. All right, Benteke and you know what's his name? Zaha didn't probably have the best chances in this game. But when you're up against, okay, I'm not going to say we're a better squad. But when you're up against a Ronaldo, but then you got Rashford on the other side, you got Sancho that can come in, Cavani, they're so hard to handle, especially Cavani. Cavani's movement last year against the big clubs, it was just so hard to mark. So when you don't got I know the team that they versed, you can only play what's in front of you, and good on them, because you need to get the results now, because if you do screw it up when it's the Christmas period and you got the games coming every 3 days or every 2 days, all right, you can drop a few points every now and then, like in that period, and you'll still be thereabouts. But like Bob's was saying, in the long run, do they have the character to? Yeah. Because we've seen that, like up front, they could have sorted out in the back line. Everyone's could be strong. Alisson's probably one of the best keepers, and he's probably saved them a few times. Last week, a few times he saved them against Burnley. Did they play? Villa, against Villa.
That's what they're there for. Yeah,
and the keepers are there. But then, like up front, when Jota's missing them chances, that could come back to cost you. Like we almost saying with Ronaldo
That's
missing
what I mean.
one-on-one.
They still don't have a 9. They still don't have the 9. They still don't have an out-and-out number 9.
But they look, yeah, that's right. But they're thereabouts. So,
but they didn't before and they won it. But like we said, the league's stronger this year. The league's stronger this year.
But they will get away with it though, weren't they? Do you know?
Yeah. How much luck did they get in that season that they won it? They could happen again, and then the complete 360 with luck the very next season. It's like they could ask their way to a title. It's crazy. Like if you had asked me the year that they won it, are they going to win it that season? I'd say no way.
No way. Yeah.
No way.
And you know, like Rami, you said like obviously we're talking about the quality and stuff, right? If you do think about it, the way they played and the injuries they had, and it was a massive domino effect. Now, are the players going to go full throttle around that winter time? Because some players are looking at themselves, well, World Cup's in within 12 months at that time. Am I really going to try and go full throttle?
I think it depends where they are on the table, Bobs.
Yeah, 100%.
It will depend where they are.
Like, and that's why, like, Fergie was good at it. Pep was good at it as well. When you win something, you can't rest on your morals. And we saw what Chelsea done. To stay with Liverpool, it's like, I think Liverpool are similar to a Tottenham situation when it comes to Kane. You're going to buy players that are not going to start in certain positions, because their front three, listen, on a every Sunday, every month for Sundays, twice on whatever weight, Mane, Salah, Firmino are going to play. If they are fit, they're going to play. So you're basically, when you're in the market, you're basically saying, look, you are going to be second choice. Listen, Jota done his thing when he came in, and so on. But, you're basically, if you're a forward right now in Europe, I mean, and you're wanting to play, do you go to Liverpool? If you're wanting to play?
Depends what kind of player you are.
If you play wide right, we've seen he doesn't play centre forward. So, I mean, even if you play wide right, wide left, on right now, are you going to say, I'll go to Liverpool?
No, of course not.
Yeah, but this is maybe we've got to ask the Liverpool boys next time. But like, I get what you mean with that point. So in saying that, should have they sold one of their front three players? Because if you start looking at their age, they're not in their mid-20s. I'm not sure how old Mane is, but I think they're pushing 30. I think the whole squad's kind of in that 30 range. So it's like I know. Look, Salah's going to go down as one of the best Premier League strikers. There's no argument anymore, right? But how much money are you going to get for him if you're trying to replace him?
Well, he's already asking for 500k a week, so I think this is his last season at Liverpool.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone.
So
I think Mane,
can they find someone?
Last year looks still unhappy. He still looks unhappy. He still doesn't look like he wants to be there.
So how much money can they get to replace another decent striker or a wide player? This is the question.
They can get a player for not too much, bro. They're good at getting those deals, man. Like they could find the next Salah or the next Mane. After all, that's how Mane and Salah came into the.
Yeah, but then you're 100% correct there. But you got to look at where they were coming from. Are Liverpool now? Are other players going to look at Liverpool? All right, Salah's gone. Mane's not happy there. You're seeing a lot of players. Van Dijk's in his 30s now. He doesn't got long left.
Nah,
Van Dijk.
Yeah,
Van Dijk's
I think
30.
so.
Yeah, 30. 30 years old or something.
Really?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
He was young.
So I'm saying our players going to be looking at Liverpool thinking, you know what? I don't know, but I'm looking across here. City look like they're rebuilding. They still got some decent players there. I might even go there. Players like you said, they find these players, but these players that they teams find from Dortmund and from your Leipzigs. Are they going to choose Liverpool or are they going to choose, okay, you know what, look, Man United's getting a bit better. Ronaldo's leaving, Cavani's leaving, maybe.
City's the first choice because they got no striker. So that's 100%.
But even if you're a wide player,
unfortunately for Liverpool.
And, all right, let's just say in 2 years' time, where you might be looking to replace Mane, Salah, Ronaldo, Cavani are gone. If United are not getting Haaland,
you're right.
Are they going to be looking over and go, hold on a minute, bro, it's been looking good. Let's just say there's trophies being won along that way. Our teams now, because of the name, don't worry about the manager. The manager could not be there.
Even without.
The manager could not be there by then. But is it the name?
Finished sixth. Yeah. We finished sixth the season. We saw Di Maria, Falcao.
What are you laughing at, Bobs? What did I say now, Ron? What did I say? Here we go. The pearly whites. I can tell you and Klopp went to the same dentist, yeah? The pearly whites there. I can see.
Listen, brush twice a week, baby. Twice a week, baby.
Twice a
day. Sorry,
Twice a week.
Twice a week.
This guy's bleaching his teeth there.
Twice a day, I'm there. Twice a day, I'm there.
His son's listening. He's trying to lead by example, man. Come on.
Nah, but look, it's.
But anyway, look, man.
Liverpool getting the job done. Yeah, Liverpool's getting the job done.
I've heard enough of Liverpool.
They've won.
I've heard enough of them.
Undefeated. The Liverpool boys probably gonna.
Nah,
be happy.
they're looking the good so far. Let's be fair. They're looking the
But
good
the
so
fixtures
far.
have been kind. Let's be honest. You know.
Yeah, true.
The fixtures have been kind. You know, and that's what you want as a big club, don't you? You know.
Good
you
start.
Hit the ground running.
We've struggled.
Exactly.
We've struggled against the smaller clubs, man. Like we already have. It's
But
already been there.
boys, speaking of a team that's struggling, Manchester City. Struggle straight. Pep Guardiola. Remember they gave us stick about Southampton. They don't got all these players. Vestergaard just left. They lost their best striker, and they can't get the job done. They should have handed out more free tickets. They should have handed out more free tickets at the Etihad.
One shot on target.
Imagine if that was Oli.
When was the last time you could say Man City are like legitimately inconsistent?
Yeah,
Because that's them right now. They go score 5 goals, draw the next game, 6 goals, draw the next game. What's that about?
they're finishing
Yo-yoing.
fourth. That's what they're doing, man.
How
Do you
crazy.
guys think a lot has been hampered with? And bear with me, right? I'll try to say it very quickly, right? Okay, Grealish came in. I honest to God think they were getting Kane. I think they were planning to. I think they thought we'll get him and now alter it. Now, Pep's a bit of a. You could say he's an overthinker, genius, whatever, Einstein of football. Do you think he's trying to play a certain way now, but as Ferran Torres as the centre forward, but it's not obviously coming off? And if you see the way they play, I mean, I watched the game, you know, they look disjointed, and this is something that you would never say about a City team. And also, I think some of them are just expecting to roll over teams now, and you know, you got to give Southampton their credit. You know, people aren't going to the Etihad scared. You know, no one's really watching.
Because half the stadium's empty. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
COVID again.
Yeah, but on a real though, like when I watched the game as well, I was watching the highlights and I thought to myself, it's not fluid. You know, no. I feel like they're overpassing it, overthinking it. But I think, you know, elephant in the room, they don't have a centre forward, and I honest to God think Pep thought Kane is coming. And it's not happened. And they didn't have a B plan. Well, they did, but they never got Viva Ronaldo. And then obviously Messi. So I think, you know, I won't say he's rattled, but I think he's disturbed. In the sense that they're not flowing. Because before, you know, listen, I mean, he won the league without a fit Aguero. You know, but now it's just like, teams are getting onto this now. If you've not got a centre forward, cool, we'll push up.
Like we said about Liverpool, the Premier League's stronger than when they won it. So again, it comes back to that.
You know, I don't think they need a massive striker because they are still getting the goals when they do win. They need someone like a bit more of a rotation in the front, so someone who's like on the level of Jesus, maybe a bit better, but maybe not 100 million, 120 million Kane. Someone. Like because they just scored 6 goals. They scored 6 goals. I said like better than
Calvert-Lewin.
Gabriel, mate.
No, but in all seriousness, someone like you know what? Even like
what's his agenda on Calvert-Lewin? What's his agenda?
What about Tony? Take Tony.
Yeah, I think Tony's better than Calvert-Lewin.
Tony's brilliant. I'll rate him. But
sorry, man, I'm never going to see it. I'm never going to see the DCL quality.
They just need a 9. They just need a 9.
Sounds like a delivery service.
Is there. Yeah, they won it last year with him, but he's now shifting out wide. He's not a key focus point up high as a 9. And I don't know, man.
They might not need to go big. They might not need to go big.
Like I feel like Grealish coming in, believe it or not, and I know we spoke about Grealish pre-season about the signing. Was it the right signing? No. Let's be honest. It wasn't 100 mil.
But why?
But
why?
Now,
Tommy, don't just say it wasn't the right signing. Don't say he just wasn't the right signing. Why isn't he the right signing? Why?
Okay, he's not the right signing because they didn't need that kind of player. They needed a forward. That should have been number one priority. They had Foden playing that role last year. He's doing better than he's doing for them this year. Now Foden's on the bench and he's playing that role.
But Foden was injured.
I think though, but do you know what I mean? You are right. I get what you're saying, and you know, I think a lot of City fans they went for Kane because they have Grealish is the best English player in the Premier League. Okay, he's the most best English creative player in the Premier League. Cool, but Pep said this about how many times he has so many of those kind of players in the academy. He's got Silva, Sterling, blah, blah, blah. You know, they just romp the league. Now, why are you getting Jack Grealish? Because I read this, and I do believe it. Sterling or Silva was going to Tottenham.
Yeah. Oh, Tottenham.
I
thought Bernardo was leaving.
Sterling to Tottenham. Imagine that shit.
Yeah, if that was happening, that means I do need to buy a Jack Grealish because I need to buy that. So yeah, I agree with what you're saying, Rami. 100%.
I don't agree. I think not that they needed him, but it wasn't a mistake signing. It wasn't a bad signing because you need to keep refreshing your squads.
I never said it was a bad signing.
Yeah,
it was not the right signing for what they need.
Yeah, I don't even think it is the wrong signing. I don't even think it's the wrong signing.
Would he have left Villa? Would he have left Villa if City didn't buy him?
Not for 100 million.
No,
not for 100 million. The price tag, no one can afford him. Yeah, no one can afford that.
So potentially they could have turned their attention to a striker more than a centre mid and waited maybe even 6 months.
But this is what Bob's is saying. This is what Bob's is saying about the plans were to get Harry Kane. Everything, even like things that are coming out from Harry Kane's camp. This was bro. I'm going. We saw at the end of last season. He was giving his goodbyes to the fans, bro. It was obvious.
Yeah,
correct.
So if the plans were, like Bob's is saying, if the plans were, look, we're going in with Harry Kane, I'm gonna get Grealish as well. Yes, I know we got Foden, but Bernardo looks like I think he was gonna go back to Spain. There was rumors with Sterling not happy. Grealish can play out wide as well. So I don't think it's the wrong signing. I think he will come. He hasn't done too bad. I just think as a collective, it's that main. Like I reckon Bob is right. Pep is frustrated that he didn't get that number 9. When you're going for you're going for that player, for Harry Kane, I reckon that changes everything. And that could be
caliber.
That's what I'm saying.
Why not Lukaku? Why not hunt down Lukaku?
Good question too, bro.
Do you know what? I think sorry about it. I think with Lukaku, and this is not it will come as a dig to Lukaku, but Lukaku's not neat and tidy on the ball.
True.
He's not.
He's not neat and tidy on the ball, and that's that's no disrespect to him. That's just not the striker he is. You know,
not Pep style either.
You know, you kind of City kind of needs someone that can caress the ball like Dennis Bergkamp, but then be as lethal as Drogba. Do you know? Not even lethal as Drogba, but just like a consistent striker, but be able to play a little bit. And Lukaku isn't that. Lukaku's going to stay central. He's going to try and pin up against the defender.
They needed the Lewandowski. I think Lewandowski.
I was just about to say Lewandowski in January. Yeah. What do you reckon?
And I don't know why they didn't make a cheeky bid. Because at the end of the day, right, listen, every player has his price. And they could have just said, listen, cheeky 50 million, what are you saying? Do you know? And Bayern Munich will probably look at that and be like, actually, this is probably a good deal for his age, the timing, but that makes me think that Pep was very set on Kane.
Yeah.
And I think, honest to God, guys, I think, not that I'm not really bothered with Kane, but I honest to God think when he done that lap of honor, saying bye and stuff, there was a deal in place in principle. He was going.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I mean, bro. If he gets Harry Kane, he'll be the main focus. Kane will be the main focus. He wouldn't be Jack Grealish. We all know he's not worth 100 mil.
But
no one else can get him.
What's interesting about the team as well? I don't know if you guys saw the lineup. He started Jesus out wide and Sterling as the 9. In this game. So he started Jesus out wide and put. Yeah, exactly right. He's lost faith in him as a 9. He has, absolutely. And then obviously De Bruyne hasn't been playing much. Which is their best player. Let's be honest, best centre mid.
He started. Didn't he play in this game? He played in this game though. He's been out for a while.
And the bench came on.
Yeah, but he's been out. He's been out for a couple of games. So
look what players they brought off the bench. You're bringing De Bruyne, Foden, and Mahrez off the bench. Bro, that's fucking quality off the bench, and they still couldn't get the result from Southampton. So, look, I don't know if you guys get the same vibes, and tell me if I'm wrong. Obviously, Pep's genius and whatnot. Do you feel like Pep's time is coming to an end at City? Like, I think it's getting boring now. It's like they need someone new, or do you kind of think, he's not done yet, he needs to stay a bit longer?
It could be a case
of I don't know.
It could be a case of refreshing the squad, and this is why I don't mind the Jack Grealish signing to them, because I think if you'll never want to get rid of Pep. Let's be honest. If you're a City fan, if you're the board, you're gonna want to keep him here as long as possible. Whether maybe Pep's bored of the players that he has. He's been with them for 4 or 5 years now, and that's why you get Grealish in. Maybe next transfer window, Bernardo Silva goes. You bring in someone else. You get that forward. You start getting fresher players in, and then you can start again. I just think without buying,
he looks bored. He looks bored
I just think without buying players, Pep can't rebuild a team. That's just I don't think he can rebuild a team, bro. He needs to splash the cash. He can't. We've seen that one young kid come on in the first couple of games, maybe against Arsenal or something. He looked decent, but I don't see Pep bringing in players from the youth team for the future kind of thing. I just don't see that, and I don't see Pep.
That's Joshua Darius or whatever.
No, someone else.
The 18-year-old Joshua Darius, Kamani, Wilson. He's got like 5 names.
I think it was another player, but anyways, it was like
just call him ABCD.
Look at his name.
But I don't see
Joshua
Pep.
Darius, Kamani, Wilson, Esbrand. That's his name.
Jeez,
that's his list that he wants. That's his transfer list, bro. You're reading the wrong list. That's the transfer list for the next window. But I just believe Pep can't.
You're right.
He's never rebuilt a squad from scratch. You can say he's inherited a squad everywhere he's gone.
Bayern Munich and Barcelona.
So I don't see him doing a rebuild. I could be proven wrong. Fantastic, but I just don't see it. So maybe bringing in players like Jack Grealish, thinking that he was going to get Harry Kane. That's where it's kind of gone a little bit wrong for him.
It's a long-term signing. It's a long-term signing.
But let's be honest. Pre-season, we all called it. We all said if they sign Kane, they win the league. Don't even discuss it. We've said it. We all said it. We said forget about it. They didn't get him, and look at them now. Yeah. They've dropped how many points now? They lost to Tottenham in the first round. They drew to Liverpool. They've dropped points to Southampton. And then you have 3 of us sitting on 13 points.
Is it panic though? Is it panic though? Is it still?
But guys, remember they are the Premier League champions though, and when they come around, everyone it's like the old when Man United used to come to town. You know, everyone's performance raises up 10-15%. And to be honest, Pep is the kind of manager where, Man City. They're not really going to physically bully you, are they? They're just going to try and play football around you. So even if you do raise your game 15-10%, and you get a bit physical, it's they don't like it, and Pep gets frustrated. And if you can get Pep frustrated, you get the players frustrated, and then you actually have a chance. And
that's I think you're right.
But
he was a bit rattled.
This is the same team we saw play like this when we were top of the league last season, and they were 8th. And the rest is history. We know what happened.
The thing is,
we know what happened.
You can see that, and I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but like you don't really see Pep get rattled during press conferences and all that. But when he's complaining about the fans, and there could have been that whole ticketing issue with the electronic tickets, whatnot, whatever. But you never see Pep after. All right, they won 6-3. They conceded 3 goals, maybe trying to deflect from few maybe poor defensive mistakes or whatever it might be, but you never see like Pep being that rattled where he's like, oh, we need the fans to come back. We've got a big game against Southampton. So he's making that Southampton game a big game. When Ollie says, oh, we're versing Fulham, they're a good team, people get onto him. The same thing here. Like, why are you saying Southampton are it's going to be a tough game, blah, blah, blah. They've rested for 10 days. So he's already coming up with excuses before the game. So he could be a little bit rattled, but I don't think there's nothing to worry about at the moment for City. I mean, they're 3 points behind the rest, but nothing to...
Before you move on, boys, one quick question. Could it be a matter of he's just focusing on Champions League and that's all he cares about right now?
Nah.
Do you know what? Yes and no, right? But then,
look at their lineup this game.
I'm with you on that.
That's the weakest Man City bench I've seen, man. Honestly, they're resting players. They got players out. I don't know.
It's such a great point, right? Because he must think like Premier League complete it, mate. Like I think he's what does he want? Is it 1, 3 or 4 now or something?
4,
like
I think.
That? 4, yeah. So he's thinking like, right, okay,
3, I think 3.
This is bread and butter now.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly.
But then why is he rattled? He's won his first Champions League game comfortably. They lost the very first game of the season way before Champions League starts. Right? There's no.
You know why he's rattled? Because I think he was rattled in the sense that he was basically the negotiator. Because negotiation-wise, I believe they had a deal in principle, and I think he's a very. If you read up on him, Pep's a very, very like diplomatic person. We saw it with Catalonia. He went back to Barcelona just to make sure he voted. He's very political, and when it comes to transfers and deals and stuff, I honestly God think that Tottenham lied to them. Tottenham basically, and you know,
Yeah.
I do honestly
Yeah.
God, and like stuff like that can eat at you, especially if you have a type of ego or type
The
of
same fax
stubbornness.
machine as Real Madrid.
He was challenged. He was challenged in a different way.
And like
The Ethernet cable wasn't plugged
you
in.
heard what he said. He said that Tottenham do not want to sell to us. But that was in the conversation, you know. So I agree with that. And then I think he must think like, do you know what? Yeah, I've won this before. I've won it with half a depleted.
I need
squad.
Champions
You know,
League,
like,
and
I
I've
need the
achieved
Champions
everything at Man
You know what
City.
I mean?
See you later.
Yeah. Because as
But
soon as he
anyway.
wins it, he's gone. I honestly think
same. If he wins it this year, this is last season
gone.
at Man City. That's what I reckon.
Yeah,
I've
Eddie,
been saying that for the last 3 years.
But when United's going to win the Champions League, then it's I don't know
bet on
what I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know what he's going to do.
Hey, but also don't forget, Aguero said he's not leaving City till they win the Champions League, and he's gone. So you never know. Let's see.
He could come back for the final. They might get him back in January on a free.
On loan.
On loan. But yeah, look, boys. Look, nothing. I don't think it's anything to worry about for City. I think they do. They still have the squad to keep pushing all the way.
Oh yeah.
But let's go to Spurs and Chelsea. Spurs at home. You know, they had a good start, 3 from 3, and now they lost 2 games back to back, and this one 3-0 to Chelsea. First half was a bit opened, in my opinion. The first half looked like it was pretty end to end.
Well.
Yeah, it was end to
Tottenham started
end.
very well.
And bro, it was interesting that Chelsea made a few changes in their lineup, especially with Kepa coming in. That was a bit. I thought, here we go. I think Chelsea.
Nah, I don't think it was just a choice though. I think it was forced.
Was he injured?
Yeah.
Injury?
Mendy, there was something wrong with Mendy.
Mendy wasn't right.
Because he was at the game though. He was at the game unless something happened in the warm up. Because I thought I saw him on the bench or in the grandstand.
No, he was just part of this traveling squad. You know, like when you're part of the squad, there's the traveling squad, then there's the team.
But Kepa coming in.
He's been, in my opinion, the best keeper so far. I mean, he's
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
Yeah.
But Kepa coming in, you think, okay, do you know what? Here's a chance for Spurs to come get some goals as well. I think Son had was it Son? Who had the first couple of chances?
Yeah, it was Son early on.
Son early on. They didn't look too bad, Spurs. What went wrong here?
Do you want me to be honest with you? What went wrong? Harry Kane. What went wrong? I'm going to tell you this right now.
We said it on your pod.
Brought Harry Kane back into the lineup.
Yep.
Okay. It happens all the same. There's no coincidence that when Harry Kane gets injured, Son and all the other players come to the fore and then they start playing well. You know, do you know what it is? Yeah, and I'm going to break it down for the people that are listening or when they watch this. Yeah.
The up in smoke.
When you play like 5-a-sides, 8-a-sides, 7-a-sides and stuff, right? There's a certain way of playing, but if you're all fast, young, that one person that stops the flow, that puts his sole of the foot on the ball or comes out of position, it's annoying and it's frustrating because those seconds and those phases of play is key. Now, we said Tottenham started so well. Why? Because the fluidity, the front three were able to bang from 0 to 10 seconds, boom, they're up the pitch, you know? And also, Nuno was able to keep all three higher up the pitch. But with Harry Kane thinks he's bloody Ronaldo, Rooney, flipping Messi, man. He's dropping into the 6, the 8, the 10. And I'm like, bro.
Got to blame Mourinho for that.
And if you're a wide player, say for example, Rami, you're the centre forward, you're doing what Kane's doing. Me, Seb, and Bocci are playing behind you, but you're dropping behind us to get the ball. Who are we going to pass to? You know, it must be so frustrating. And then when you don't have the outlet or the target man to play to, right? Fucking hell, like I'm like, you've got to turn it back out. Then you go sideways, you know. And then people look at Son and they overanalyze the few chances you have because your main striker. There was a time when flipping Reguilon had the ball in the box, going to cross the ball. Harry Kane standing outside the 18-yard box.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep.
What's going on?
Yeah, you know, he's the 9. He's the target man.
Because he's Harry Kane, HK. What's it called? They won't say anything. But no, certain people are coming onto it.
HK Harry Kane.
HK.
What a HK. I like that one. I like that. Copyright. Copyright.
I just think that's what. And
but you know what?
Like you feel sorry because when Kane comes back in, Tottenham take another player with pace and their counter attack out. That's it. And they're not good enough to play direct. That's the
But
funny
you know
thing.
what? But did you see the way they set the team out? I don't.
Yeah.
They sat such a deep line. They sat 4 at the back, 3 defensive mids, and then Kane and the rest of you guys sit up front. Don't worry about us. We've got it. And I'm like, and I don't know. He put the line up where Kane didn't play as the 9. Son started as a 9, and Kane started as like a center attack mid on the left.
Yeah.
So interesting, and to sit not 80% of your team in your half, and then the rest of the 3 are up there. There's a big separation between the two. That's why I think Kane was kind of dropping in and rolling in and all that. But I agree with you. Like, I watch United. Obviously, I have to be biased a little bit. And I'm always looking up front, and Ronaldo is on their centre back always, all the time, all the time.
And
so if we get delivery through, our 9's there. Okay. Where they don't have that at the moment. Because Son, I'm sorry to say, Son is their most important player. I don't care who's there. Son is their most important player.
100%.
That's always the case. Boys, tell me this. How does Kane play for Man City then? Sorry to take it back to this kind of conversation, but if this is how he plays, but is he going to do that though? Because, I mean, like literally,
Pep Guardiola, make sure.
If Pep Guardiola says to you, in between, it's like what Brendan Rodgers told Vardy, I just want you to play in between this box. That's it. In between these goals, the 6-yard box, 18-yard box, the penalty spot. Stay there because we will get the ball to you. Now, I'm not being funny. Any number 9 would be crazy, and if they had the audacity to even try and come out of playing centre forward to try and do 1-2s with flipping De Bruyne, Jack Grealish. I wouldn't give you the ball. I'd be looking at you like, what are you doing?
Yeah. It's a different, it will be different. At City, he won't be allowed to do that because Spurs don't have anyone like that in the midfield, like any of them players at City.
No authority.
Yeah, but what about
guys? Sorry to jump. But did you notice Tangan in Dumbelli when he had the ball wide and he sent someone to Tesco's or whatever you call it, the corner store down at your vet, right? Sent someone missing, right? And he looked up and there was no one in the box. Yeah. Harry Kane was like playing like at the edge of the D. Like, what the hell?
They need a poacher. They need a poacher. That's what they need.
There's too much respect for Chelsea as well. Like you said, Brahms, Nuno set them up to play so defensively, but I guess you kind of have to when you're versus Chelsea. They're like arguably the strongest team in the league at the moment.
Chelsea win 3-0 and their main man up front, number 9, Lukaku, doesn't score any 3 of them. It's coming from everywhere else in the squad. I think, and we'll obviously turn to Chelsea a bit. Like Chelsea played. And the way they set the team up, the way they structured, the way they're so organised. Yeah, all right, the game was open first half. Tottenham looked good, but you have to always look at it across the 90. Exactly right. Yeah.
But Rams, what happened though? Chico saw that and thought, do you know what, actually? They're actually giving us a good game in midfield. Do you know what, Mount? You're being a passenger here. I need extra legs. I need a bit more muscle. I say muscle, but not in the sense of physicality. I need some more tenacious. And he brought on Kante. And let's be serious. No one expected Mason Mount to come off. I was very shocked. I was expecting Jorginho was injured or Kovacic was getting a niggle. But this guy watched it and thought, Mount, you're a passenger. And I think that was the difference. And what Tottenham should have done was counteract that and said, okay, if that's the case, I'm going to put another forward player on. So that means one of your midfield players has to now drop deep.
But who do they have?
Do you know? And that's the difference, I think. I think with that substitution came with the shift in balance to win the game.
Yeah, and he ended up getting the goal.
Exactly right. Exactly what Bob said. Who do they have? You look at their bench. I've never heard of 80% of their bench. I've never heard of these players before. Who the hell are these guys? Who's Scarlett and Davies and Gillini and Rodin?
Scarlett Johansson.
What kind of bench is it?
Not too bad.
What kind of bench is it?
Scarlett Johansson. She's not bad.
Can
do a job.
Players in the last 5 years.
But
listen. And I have to go back to the Harry Kane thing. Honest to God, I think Nuno thought he was going. That's why he never really spoke much on it, because I think he was told he was going. You were going to get a certain amount of money. It never happened, so you can't plan, you know. And
instead of signing, they just sat with Kane again. That's it. They got stuck with him. They got stuck.
Yeah. And do you know what? Yeah, the last thing I'll say about Tottenham, they have completely played themselves now because he's not scored. Okay, the bubble has burst. Okay, same old Tottenham. And now, if Harry Kane keeps this form up, the price is going to go even down.
Yeah, big mistake.
Exactly right.
Yeah, but just before we move on, I know we got KG backstage getting ready, getting his notes ready for the Man United game. But with Lukaku, Bobs, we spoke about it on your podcast last week on the weekend wrap up about Lukaku. I know Chelsea won 3-0. I know they got goal scorers all around the park, But is there something where he just can't score against these? If you want to, let's just call them the big six teams. Is it because he struggled against Liverpool? I think I know they had 10 men second half. Tuchel had to mix it up a little bit. He had to maybe drop in a bit deeper at times. But again, against Spurs, I'm pretty sure you can bully Dyer. You can bully some of their defenders. I just didn't really see it from. Maybe I've got to go watch the full game back, not just the extended highlights. But Lukaku, against the small teams, he's going to bag goals. We know that. But up against these big six teams, is there something there, or am I just maybe being too harsh trying to find the negative?
I watched the game, right?
I rate Lukaku. I rate him. Yeah, I'm not putting anything onto him because I'm just trying to say at United he was kind of the same. Yeah, in the big games, where are you? Against the smaller teams, he would get the goals rather than when we actually need him at times.
I actually think is it Romero and Dyer actually played Lukaku quite well. I think. Even when the ball went up to him, they were on his toes. They were very coy.
Teams are planning for that,
actually. And I think the thing about Dyer as well, Dyer likes that physical game. He likes to be roughed up. He enjoys it. I think it actually turns him on. I low key think that he and Lukaku was a great battle in the Romero boy. But I think I think you can see it two ways, right? From a midfielder's point of view. If the two centre backs are concerned about you drag them wide, you create space for the runners. And I don't know if you noticed, but for the Kante goal, Dyer and Romero were concerned about Lukaku, where Lukaku was going. And no one closed down Kante shooting from 25 yards, which is unbelievable. I can't believe I'm even saying this.
Yeah, I know.
But they wouldn't anticipate that because they were so worried about, they're going to slip Lukaku in. I might follow my runner. And, so as a manager, you want him to score, but at the same time, watching the game, he occupied them really, really well. And look, the Romero boy is a serious defender. Look, he's came with a great reputation. And Dyer actually, I don't think Dyer had a bad game. Yes, they lose 3-0, I get that. But they didn't have, even like the last stages of the game, Lukaku still didn't get any change. Do you know what I mean? But then you've got to, then the onus is on that, is that like, okay, there's other players around Chelsea, and this is the difference now. I know we're talking about Lukaku, but if Lukaku doesn't score, someone else is going to score.
That's right.
Yeah, but you know what? If Lukaku's not scoring, he's there to distract anyway, like you said.
There you go.
100%. I do agree. I'm just
elsewhere. But you know what's funny? 3 defensive players scored for them, 2 centre backs and a defensive mid. So you got to find that pretty funny.
But I think he just played against better defenders.
No. Look, fair enough. Fair.
Bully them.
No, 100%. I get the point. I get the point. I'm just saying, is it just? I get it. At United, he was probably doing similar, but we just didn't have the quality around for anyone else to sweep up or
Fellaini trying to do 1-2s. Come on, man.
But guys, we'll move on. Liverpool, Chelsea, they're equal points with Liverpool and United. They copy and paste Liverpool's results every week. Chelsea. So I don't know what's happening.
I've already told Borcha, whoever plays first, I'm going to put 100 on the other team's result.
You need to make some easy cash.
It's happening.
Easy cash. But guys, before we move on, I'll just grab KG to come into the stream.
And then we'll
get to the United game.
Speaking of easy cash, here he is.
Easy cash.
Here he is. KG is back in the building. He had to have a nap after the group chat talk that we had. It was just going 100 miles an hour in the WhatsApp group. But Kev, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
I couldn't believe what I was hearing, fellas. I had a bit of amnesia and a bit of fever, a bit of everything.
Yeah, it's probably worse than COVID. Talking about Luke Shaw at the moment, that topic's a bit. He gets to the bones. That one gets to the bones, and there's no vaccine for that one. No vaccine can fix Luke Shaw, right? But look, boys.
Honestly, this game gave us. Tell me, this game had your heart jumping a bit.
A little bit, but I
had to watch the game in the bedroom. I couldn't watch it in the living room because the covers were there. I was pacing. I stood on the bed, at the edge of the bed. Sonia, my wife, was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Not right now." It was. Do you know what it was? We never play well at this ground. I don't know what it is, We never.
It's an intimidating ground. It's the bubbles. It's the bubbles.
Look at this, bro. Look at this. We win the game, and the first comments that come out, it was negative comments. We're nervous, the pacing, and
no, not negative.
having
it was
heart
that kind of game. The whole
problems.
game, I was on edge.
Boys,
the whole
come
game.
on, lads.
I was a little bit.
We
opposite.
didn't go ahead. We didn't go ahead in this match until the very end.
Brother,
the whole time
you know,
1-0 behind,
it's away day. It's an away day. Give them a chance.
Yeah, I know.
28 games unbeaten.
No, I'm not having that, Butchie. I'm not having that. Do you know why?
Bruno hasn't lost away at United shirt.
No. I'm not having that, actually. Lads, and if you back me up, I hope you do, right? Chelsea, Liverpool, City, all the big boys go to that ground and they smack them, okay? And we can say, oh, it's away day and stuff, but for some reason, there's a history of us not playing well there. I don't know if because that it's like an athletic stadium, there's a track around the ground, like there's no atmosphere, whatever.
Upton Park to qualify for the Champions League. It's just West Ham away.
And also, West Ham are actually a good team, and
with no Antonio as well.
Yeah, exactly. Which was, I'm not going to lie to you, was so surprising. And David Moyes,
he was suspended though. Suspended.
He was suspended. He got red carded last week. That's why.
Yeah. And like David Moyes will be, listen, he's a Scottish manager. And listen, when it comes about getting one back on someone, he will be very up there. And also some of them, I dare say Declan Rice is probably playing for a move. So, they probably wanted to have a good performance and stuff. But the most frustrating thing for me, I don't know about you guys, was that we were getting bullied by Souček and Declan Rice in the middle of the park.
Who were they bullying though? Who were they bullying? I need names. I need names. Who were they bullying?
Double Sausage and McFred.
Who else? There was another one that was getting bullied off the ball. He's made out of. I thought it was the gingerbread man.
He was playing wide right.
No, wide left. I think it was like built like a gingerbread man. Every time he got touched. The other one. He's got that agent. I forgot his name. He's got that agent.
Oh, Fornals. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, Fornals. Yeah. Poor Fornals Pogba, bro. Poor Fornals Pogba, because that's how he's playing.
Hey, to your point, you were right. They were winning the midfield battle against us. They were in our face non-stop. And you know what? And that's why it burns me. I watch them and I'm like, Rice should be in our centre mid position at United. And Borche may have always spoken about, all we need is him, Declan Rice, and we're good. And you see it.
To play next to Fred. Or
McTominay.
Not even that, because if Declan Rice plays right, did you notice that, right? The way they were playing, right? Souček was basically the hatchet man. Souček was just going about being nasty. Just
so good.
Just being so effective at what he does. And do you know what makes it so good? He just has a simple job. Go win the ball, give it. Go in the ball, give it. And because of his physique, he's so big. He's terrifying. Like literally, he's a big boy.
And Benrahma as well going forward. Benrahma going forward as well.
Yeah, look. I don't want to.
Benrahma brings a bit quality.
Yeah, 100%. Look, I don't want to get into the whole Fred McTominay thing because we talk about this every week. None of us here want to see that.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, correct. None of us want to see that. So we're not. I don't want to keep bringing this conversation up. We already know where we all stand on this situation. But
let's talk about Jesse Lingard.
What about Sancho?
No, look, I don't know why we're saying why this player, why that player. Look, at the end of the day,
he's rotating players.
Regardless what we got the result, boys. I'm not seeing much smiling faces now, man. Yeah, we've got the 3 points. We've got to be happy.
I know what you're doing, Butchie. I know what you're doing, and I told you I was going to hold the smoke. I'm going to wait till you start talking. I'm going to hold the smoke. I know what you're doing, Butchie. Yes, we won, enjoy it and stuff. However, it's the manner. Now, I don't know about you guys. I want to be able to live to a very, very long old age. Right? I can't be watching this every week on this kind of high end.
Yeah, but bro, this is entertainment. This is entertainment, Bobs. This is entertainment. I'm watching, City put 5 past teams. I'm like, yeah, it's fun, it's great, but the game's done. I want entertainment. I'll take these games every single week if I know we're gonna win. I know it. Your heart.
If you know we're gonna win,
if we know it, you take them. You take it because who called the group chat as soon as we won?
I think Bob's.
Okay. Excited. That's why I want to see them positive energies. Yeah, if we won the game at half time, it's one of them ones. Routine.
I'm gonna come back, hit you with a reply here. I'm gonna give you my open hand here, my best Serena Williams hand here. Listen, the game was. I don't know why, but we showed anxiety. We showed anxiety towards getting the ball. We showed anxiety in keeping possession. That being said, okay, they score. Okay, against the run of play, I don't think so because they were dominating anyway. We're unfortunate with the goal. What concerns me is that I'm seeing the same two players, one create, one score. Same player create, one score. Now, we could say about Sancho, the team he picked were good enough to go and win. It just felt that a lot of them had an off day.
Yeah, but
Pogba,
do you guys think?
I'll say it for you, Bocce.
Yeah.
Pogba had an off day. He wasn't at the races. He didn't seem too interested.
Maguire had a very shaky game.
Maguire was very, very bad. Yeah, and it's
very
like
shaky.
I don't know. Like,
yeah, but
when your captain,
in the morning,
when your skipper and your centre back is having a shaky game, I don't think
it was that much of a shaky game. I think he did certain things right. But Kev, is it
the ball?
No. Like, I know he got done once where we could have conceded. There was, like, all right, the major errors almost cost us. I get it, but there was times where he's But everyone does that. Everyone does that. De Gea kicked the ball out. Pogba does that. Bruno does that. It happens, but we can't just. But like, in terms of what you're saying, it looked like we were nervous. Kev, I'll throw this one over to you. And you touched on it in the group chat a little bit about the speed of our game. Look, if you look at the Chelsea and Spurs game after, everything was 100 miles an hour, and that could be because both teams are looking to go for it. I'm not going to sit and say Spurs, West Ham played on a low block, because if you look at the stats, they had like 10 shots, we had like 14. So it was more open than just West Ham sitting back. Is it the fact that West Ham made it hard for us to get into them spots? Into them spaces, or is it that there was a lack of creation for whatever reason?
I think it's a tough one, because I think I felt the same way in the first half of the Newcastle game. Right, it was very similar. The start that we had, the ball movement was very slow. It seems like we're getting into a pattern or a habit where we want to play a little bit more safe with the ball. We don't want to give it away. But then teams are coming up against us. I know we had a conversation about it, but teams like West Ham, your Newcastles, your Southamptons, even Wolves sort of did it to us. Wolves was a bit different because they actually dominated the ball in the first half, whereas we actually have possession of the ball, but we don't do much with it, right? The only thing was I wasn't as nervous in this game. I thought we were going to get the goal. The only reason I thought that was that we were actually popping off shots. So we had 10 shots on target in this game, right?
Yeah.
17 shots in total. Probably over the last couple of years, we haven't had an out-and-out striker who likes to shoot. So that's where I was I wasn't as nervous. I was getting nervous as time went on, but for me,
should have been on a hat trick. Should have been on a hat trick.
Yeah, and we did create opportunities, but my only concern is that it's been a couple of weeks in a row now that we start slow. The better teams, I think somebody like a Chelsea who knows how to defend really well, if they get one up against us, it might be hard for us to get back into the game, because they can hold the ball,
is
plus
it different?
They can defend. So
do you think it might be different up against one of the top four, let's say top four teams, top 5, 6 teams, let's just say, where they are going to be a bit more open to try get goals? Or do you think it's going to be the same? Because Chelsea are not going to sit back and have us. Chelsea will probably have more possession than what we will in probably these sort of games.
But that's how we've been. That's how we've been in those teams in the last couple of seasons, right? We've sort of.
But is there anything wrong with that? Is there anything wrong with that when you're trying to get a result?
I think each game to its. I think each game to its own. But when you are playing the teams that are outside of your Chelseas, your Liverpools, your Man Cities, you got to take it to them. And I think we did. I think we did take it to West Ham, but we were just a little bit slow because the urgency that picked up. The moment we conceded, I know you can't do that sustainably for 90 minutes, but we need to be on the front foot. So go out there to 10-15.
Yeah, because there was a response. As soon as they scored, there was a bit more of a response. Yeah, 100%.
But we do that every time.
Yeah,
that's what I'm worried about.
Respond.
Not just what I'm worried about. Not just this season. It's every.
Yeah, but you know what, Kev? You know what?
But is it about being? Is it about? Sorry, Rami. Is it about being patient? Because for whatever reason, is it about just
because if you're patient, you need to keep possession, and we don't do that.
Yeah, fair enough.
So there's a difference between being patient, and this is not having a go at Ollie, by the way, Bocce. I'm just saying, like if you're a possession team,
it's not my dad. Don't worry, it's not my dad
and stuff, right? But we're not that team. We're not that. We don't even keep possession. So I'm with you guys. Like I agree. It's like, why do we start when we go 1-0 down, and when we come across the better teams? we'll get punished.
Yeah, but in saying that, I don't care what defensive line we're versing. When you've got Sancho, Greenwood, Ronaldo, Bruno running at your back line, you can have the best defenders in the world in front of you. We can bag a goal any time. At any moment, we can bag a goal.
You made the perfect point there, Rami. That if we're running at them, but we're not running at them.
We're not running at them. That's the problem.
Yeah, but
Correct.
is there?
The only one that
really
runs at players with aggression is Greenwood, and he has hunger when he runs.
Is it because of the fact? Yeah, but is it the fact that when we do have possession of the ball, from what I've seen, correct me if I'm wrong, West Ham had a lot of players back. Where are we running to? We're running into empty dead ends.
I agree, Butcher, but at some point we have to work out this is going to happen week in, week out.
Yeah, but I get it. I get that, but it's like that's why there was a few times where all right, we give it back to Maguire, Varane, back to De Gea, let West Ham open, come back out, and let's try get him again.
Hit him.
These teams, these teams are going to come to frustrate you. Moyes. As much as we don't rate him, but he's come really good. He's done really well with West Ham in his second spell. Yeah, when he's come back,
he's not a big club manager.
He's gonna know. Right, United struggle. These are their weaknesses. Let's just sit back because it's very hard for them to try create. I personally said it in this game myself. If we're not scoring from a set piece or a shot from outside the box, we're not scoring. We're not doing that tiki-taka like we did against Leeds. In and around the box to try get a goal. Almost got a goal with Bruno hitting the bar. I think maybe the keeper Fabianski got a touch onto that.
Yeah, it was a good save. Good save, actually.
Right. Oh, Fabianski played.
But you guys are right. Look, I'm not gonna.
It's the same story that these players always have the games of their life every time we go away to them. It's like there's no secret anymore. It's since Ole's been there, even before Ole. It's we don't wake up until we're 1-0 down and we're losing. Yeah. Shit, now we got to do something. And then it's like, but the game's on the verge.
Yeah, but
we only ever pull away. Look, and I'll take the results by the way.
Yeah, but Seb, can I just jump in there quickly? I get what you mean. I agree. It always happens to us. The goal against Leeds where they've equalised, screamer. Yeah, from outside the box. We could now say, we can overanalyze and be like, someone should have been pressing, picking up this play, that play. Fair enough. I agree.
No.
I know what you're saying, but the goal that we concede against Southampton, was it a free kick on Bruno? Was it this? I can't remember how the goal went in. I completely forgot. But building up to it, maybe we could have stopped it. Then against West Ham, a massive deflection. You can't really.
No, but boys, I'm not talking about the goals that we cop, bro. It's not waking up, bro. It's not waking up. It's not. It's about.
Why did we wake up after we copped the goal? 4 or 5 minutes later, we scored a goal.
It's almost every time. Yeah. But like, we should have no respect for any team we go to anymore.
Exactly. Yes.
That's done. That's behind us. Yeah. No more.
Like, I get that.
It's a joke. Our team.
No, I get it, but like
we're Man United, right? How many times do we say we're Man United? Like we're Man United. I'm not being funny yet, but when we went to clubs, mate, I'm sorry, the conversation was how many goals can we keep the score down to for the opposition? And listen, Ronaldo, every centre back is going to be worried about Ronaldo because he's on the pitch. You know, from 25 yards in the box, he can do anything. Yeah, but we need to breed and strike fear into these teams. And I honestly, God, I couldn't believe I was watching. I was like, for nows, flipping Souček are dominating against a Man United midfield.
Yeah, but do you know what? I think we're really overanalyzing, bro. Because I remember
Fred below their level. I think Fred's below them. Like,
yeah, but bro, I remember Jermaine Pennant and what's that guy from Blackburn who scored a hat trick against us? There's always one Pedersen. There's Morgans Pedersen. Individual players in teams.
Yeah, but boys, we're talking about little instances here and there. This isn't instances. This is us, bro. Look, like I don't know what to say.
I'm with you, Seb. I'm with you because I think
Fergie had his lineups done 2 weeks in advance. He didn't give a shit who he had, bro. We know what we're gonna do. Try and stop us.
100% agree with you. I just think that we're seeing a repetitive thing now. Okay, in the duration with Ole, duration whatever. There seems to be like an onus that we don't start until we go down. Now, for me, that's an individual thing and also a coaching thing. Like, we need to address that, and we're making the same mistakes in games. And I think to myself, why are we not addressing these things? You know, why are we not addressing these things? And that's my worry because going forward, listen, we're not gonna get De Gea's not saved the penalty in 7 years. De Gea's not going to do that again. You know, he might. I don't know, but there's going to be certain instances, certain phases of play where we won't be able to get the ball back from the team.
Against Wolves, saved us and said Wan-Bissaka as well. So we're very lucky to get that.
Yeah, exactly. So listen, so that's what I'm saying, and I agree with Seb because for me, so dig at the coaching staff. Why are we not correcting or amending these mistakes? Why are we not saying, okay, guys, do you know what now? We can't be doing this. We need to start training like, you know, we're on the front foot. Because I sometimes feel we don't play like we're on the front foot. And I think I'm going to just conclude on this, that I honest to God think, and this is what I noticed a lot on Sunday, was that when you play from the back here, did you guys find it quite ironic how many times Maguire and Varane ran past McTominay and Fred? I honest to God don't think they've got confidence on them on the ball. And I think what happens now, it's a sequence movement, right? And bear with me. When your centre-back gets the ball, okay, and say Bruno's on the run or stuff, you're supposed to like pass to midfield, pass forward to either Bruno or Ronaldo, whatever. But like, what's happening now? Maguire and Varane are having to step right into midfield now and actually play as the six on the ball in possession. And I honestly don't think that's mucking up the rotation and also mucking up the fluidity, because instead of Fred or McTominay, whoever's in that position, this is not dictated, taking the ball, taking some responsibility, saying, right, bang, 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 bang. We're not doing that. So what we do, we miss a phase of play and a transition of play. So when Varane does get into the midfield, Bruno's already gone. There's a player standing in front of him and there's no movement. And I noticed that quite a lot. And I don't think Varane and Harry have confidence in the two in front of them.
100%.
But Bob's, can I say one thing? Can I say one thing about that? It doesn't matter who's playing in the center defensive pairing or who's playing in front of them, because that's how they play anyways. Like it's always the long ball from the center. How many assists has Lindelof got just like that? Think about Lindelof always. He gets a fair few assists just like that.
Did you guys see the left foot switch diagonal from Varane? Oh my goodness!
Yeah, but can I say, Bob's really quickly, from a coaching point of view, because I obviously coach with the youth. I coach my kids and my centre back to make forward runs, because what it does to the other team, they stand there and be like, all right, who's going for the centre back right now? We've got to now commit to that centre back. What can then happen is a rotation. The 6 drops in as the 3 and 4. And then what happens is you have this 3 and 4, Varane and Maguire in the situation, driving and running at players. Now the other team's thinking, all right, who gets this centre back that's coming forward at us now? All right, we've got to commit to win ball. It then clears up around the pitch. They release, and then the other team's out of funk. So I don't think it's necessary. It doesn't necessarily have to be that they don't trust the defensive mids. It could be just a tactic thing. We don't know. But look, obviously you can't put all your trust in Fred and McTominay as a 6 and 8 partnership. You just can't trust it. Obviously, like Fred looked extremely shaky for me. To give some light and to give some positivity to Solskjaer and the coaching staff, they got the subs right. Everyone, if we lose that game, like Borcha was saying, everyone's like, why did you bring Matic on? Why is Pogba coming off and Lingard's going on and all that? But guess what? You have Lingard and Sancho off the bench fresh. He's running at players. We bagged the win. Look at who played the pass, who scored the goal. That's from the coach. That's from the bench. So some positive signs are there. Like you've got to give it 3 points.
Yeah, but if we don't win that game, he gets it wrong.
That's what I mean. Because I commented live during yesterday's game.
I get you. I get. I understand our conversations, but you look at social media, you look at Twitter, we look at the overall perspective of how everyone reacts. Let's be honest. I said it myself. Matic coming on. We got Martial.
Yeah. But look,
that's just a proper fan thinking, bro, we need to try win this game. You're bringing on Matic, but it ended up working out.
Matic was questionable for me, but the other two weren't.
But
the other two were perfect. Pogba wasn't doing anything.
Who?
We had to run at these fullbacks.
Wasn't he?
Shut up, Bocce. Yes, Bocce. Do you know what, Bocce? Have your limelight. Pogba was rubbish. He didn't do anything on the ball. He wasn't going forward. He was lazy. Perfect. I enjoyed that sub. I enjoyed that.
Hey, Bob, is this true? This is what Borcha's saying. Now, we talk about how, obviously, with coaching and that, normally when you have weaker players, this is not always the case. I have some really strong kids that play out wide. But when you have a player that's kind of off his touch, you put him out wide to hide the mistakes.
Yeah.
Now, Borcha reckons that Pogba is playing out wide because Solskjaer is trying to hide his mistakes.
No, let me add. It's not that he's poor in that position. So let's try bring on all our best players on the field and put Pogba out wide. I think Pogba 4 assists against Leeds and he played out wide. Okay, he comes in against Wolves, questionable. We might not even get that goal if VAR is a bit harsh. There's another one against Southampton, almost similar. Again, in this game, in the middle, he's losing the ball. And if you really look at him, all right, you might think I have an agenda. Fantastic. I just look at, he loses the ball, very easy, doesn't want to track, doesn't want to chase the man. He's a poor man's Yaya Toure. And Yaya Toure never lost the ball like that. Yaya Toure won the ball, was strong on the ball, released the ball, was never making them easy errors.
Two different kinds of players, Bocce.
Yeah, but you're getting bullied by a player half your size. Right. You know what I mean? And it's going back to the point. Is it the reason why he's playing a bit out wide? Because he can create, he can maybe cut in, switch the point of attack. But if he does make a mistake, because if you go watch it back, there was one time that he got caught out again, but the ball went out for a throw-in. We didn't lose it in the center.
Yeah.
Where because we can't trust McTominay and Fred. As simple as that. Like whether you're Ollie in or out, I think we all agree that this partnership we never want to see because you can't trust them.
I think that's deterrent to Pogba's form. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I don't think he's bad. I don't think his form is. I don't think his form is bad. It's just when he does make a mistake, like bro, there's other players that do the same mistakes.
It's catastrophic because of the two guys behind him.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And that's why I think. I've got Rami, to answer your question here. I think that most flair players are getting pushed wide anyway, because a lot of managers want a nice industrial screen.
Win the ball, find feet. Win the ball, find feet.
Yeah, because it's not as bad if you lose the ball wide.
Yeah.
Compared to losing the ball in the middle of the park, because then they're onto your back three or your back four. I think with Pogba, right? For me, with Pogba. This is going to sound a bit catastrophic here, but I honest to God, Pogba's one of these players that, see if he wakes up and he just doesn't feel it. I think he just doesn't play well. Honest to God, I think he's one of these emotional
He's very emotional. He's a very emotional player.
He's an emotional
very
player.
Emotional.
Like, if it's all happy, like gang, like he plays well. And to be honest, he doesn't like being squared up to. Like Kufal, let's be honest, is an old school kind of hard knocks fullback. Like if you're faster than me, I'm going to kick you. If you want to square me up, I'm going to shove you. I'm going to get in your face. And to be fair, Kufal was quite good on the ball, and Pogba didn't like that.
So where should we play him? Where should we play him to fit all that? Not this is the right or wrong.
Was that the right sub?
Yes.
It was the right sub. Yes. No, I wish he'd done it earlier.
Would you have taken Fred off and put Pogba deeper and then bring Sancho on that on? Like Pogba didn't do much for us either.
The game he was having.
I think he could have brought Bruno off as well. I think it's either Bruno or Pogba. I reckon it was Bruno or Pogba. Go on.
Yeah. I think Pogba had to come off regardless. There's no point dropping him in because the way he was playing, it just wasn't his day. It happened. It wasn't his day.
Yeah.
And Sancho, runs at people. Lingard will pick up pockets going forward. So, it was the right decision, the right subs. And I just wish he'd done it a bit earlier, to be honest.
Yeah,
he could have got
gave us a heart attack.
Do you know what I mean? And then the Matic one, I was guilty because I was just like,
I think we all were.
What is going on?
Yeah.
And let's
Oh, we all were. We all were. We're not winning, and he puts a defensive midfielder on. We were all against it.
But you know what? Then you kind of think about it. You kind of think about it, and you're like, and yeah, I kind of got proven correctly that Fred is not going to play them forward passes as quick as Matic does. And I criticize him. I criticized Matic the last time he started. I go, he doesn't play them through balls, and he's shown me today that, bro, that one ball and fast forward, sharp forward. Yeah.
Matic at Chelsea played the ball forward. That's why Mourinho always played him. He always played the ball forward. Anytime he touched it up, he always used to do that little toe punt touch with the ball because he wants to go forward. And it's just a shame that, we're not a possession team that plays possession, because if we're a team that plays possession, Matic plays all day. All day, every day, 100%. Because when you're in possession, you don't run that much. Let's be honest.
We're very much counter-attack football. Win the ball, find feet quick, get it forward quick. Yeah.
And Matic is not athletic like that. That's why McFred play because they're athletic like that and they're both tenacious.
But boys, before we wrap it up,
another quick talking point, Borche. Before we do that, really quickly, we saw Ronaldo go down a few times in the box. Yeah, that last one surely had to be a penalty. Surely,
100%.
Or am I being biased?
They both were.
Please correct me if I'm wrong.
No.
Both were
I think
pens.
there's two ways of looking at it, right?
the first and third.
I always say this: if that was anywhere in the park, is it a foul? Yes.
Yeah. So it should
why
be
is
a
it not in the
penalty.
box?
And then on the flip side was sure hand ball. Obviously, it was very harsh. Whatever happened.
Penalty.
Well, the commentator jumped and said, that's not a penalty. You can't give that as a penalty. He really emphasized that it wasn't a penalty. I think it was, because if that's against United, we're on fire. If that's
We're
not
screaming
given.
it. Yeah.
We're on fire.
It.
Yeah, but it's just, I don't know, man.
It's a penalty. It's a penalty. And look, we've seen, I don't know who put the clips on of the defenders, put their hands behind their back.
Yeah, that was our discussion.
Yeah. So, there is a way. I had a bit of a go at him because I thought that was the first time they actually tried to stop a cross. And he puts his hand out, and I'm just like, he probably thought it was a
but
donut
what
or
me and
something.
Borcha were saying, what Borcha and I were saying is, why don't we look at how the players got in that position against Shaw? Who made the mistake before that? So these are things that we've got to look at as the overall squad, because Shaw had a brilliant game in my eyes. Maybe I'm biased because I like Shaw. I don't know.
I think it was good. Yeah,
I think Shaw had a good game, and then that one handball decision. He's a meter away from him. He kicks it really fast. Naturally, when you duck, your arm goes up in the air. Like, whatever, it is what it is. But I just feel like you got to look at what happened before that, and that's what we kind of broke down. Is we allowed him to get into that position against Shaw. That was the biggest thing.
You know what? 2 words. Dave saves.
No, wait. No, hold it there. No, Kev, go, Kev.
I was just going to say, look, I agree with what you're saying. You have to look at the lead up as to what's going on. The issue that I had today in the conversation that we had was up until that point, like the moment it happens with Shaw, you can't control what happened beforehand. You can only control the moment that Shaw had.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Because up until that point. So that I agree with you, because even during the match, like I was like, hey, 46th minute, Ronaldo misses that 1-on-1. Like, I don't know how he missed it. We should have been.
Ronaldo should have had a hat trick that game. Should have.
Right. So like criticizing, but because it's 95th minute or 94th minute or whatever, the reason the frustration kicked in was because after this, there's no fixing it. There's no fixing it after this. There's like, if it happened in the 78th, I'd still be pissed, but I'd be like, Kev, we can still get a goal. But at 95th, you can't do nothing about it.
But the thing is,
it was fixed. 3 points to us.
But the thing is, Kev, like
the stats, he doesn't save that. You know what I mean?
I know. That's right.
7 years, bro. 7
years. 7 years hasn't saved a penalty.
Yeah, but if we go by Kev's analogies and all that, if you get paid that certain amount of money, you should be able to.
Note,
this guy, I'm going to mute you soon, brother. I'm going to mute this guy soon.
I can't stand managers that bring cold players off the bench to take penalties. I'm done with that. That's it. Saka did it for England, and he got beef for it, and then this guy puts Noble on for a penalty. Are you serious? The game's so heated. You bring on a bench player to take a penalty.
I still think he could have rolled out of bed and still scored it.
Yeah. Do you know what, though?
The
funny thing is, right? The funny thing was, right, is that
Saka played most of that game in the Euros, just to correct you.
Declan Rice probably had a great game. He's picked up the ball. So to take a penalty, no matter what level you play, you want to be confident, right? And he picked up the ball,
He looked confident.
It was all going for a Declan Rice, at home, good game, equalizer. He was confident, and then you say, Mark, no, because I don't know if you watched Match of the Day, right? But they actually showed the conversation of David Moyes. They took the camera to him. And I don't think we never really saw that live. I was just up in arms. I was like, you effing this. Like, what the hell? Blah, blah. To us, the ref, not sure, Rami. And I was thinking, and they showed the conversation. Moyes went directly towards Noble and said, do you fancy it? Do you want to take it? And he was just like, yeah, okay, if you want. But it was just like, he just got stripped. And like, that's like saying when you wake up, oh, do you want coffee or do you want tea? Like, yeah, whatever. Like,
you should just take it and finish it. Absolutely. I know.
And see, if I was one of the players on the pitch, if I was Jared Bowen, if I was Declan Rice, I'm thinking, Rod, did you not trust us?
Yeah, but is it the fact of, I get that. I get everyone's point, whatever, coffee, tea, biscuits, whatever you want to give them in the morning, up to them.
2 sugars, mate.
2 sugars, whatever, milk, no milk, whatever. But I lost my point. But what I was going to say is, like, if you look at their last few penalties, they've all missed. I think the last person that scored their pen was Lingard or Rice. I think Declan Rice scored one and then Lingard scored the next one. But Antonio has missed. Rice has missed another one. Antonio missed a few, I think. Noble scored more.
His last 5 or something.
Yeah, he scored them all. He's never missed. He's never missed. Yeah, last 10.
He's not missed a penalty.
So
He's never missed,
happens.
and De Gea hasn't saved in 7 years. So there you go.
But if you're going like I was saying before, going on Kev's analogies about the player gets paid this much amount of money, he should learn how to defend. David De Gea, most expensive keeper in the world. I don't know why you guys are worried. If he's the most expensive keeper, should be saving that. And guess what, boys? He saved
Agreed.
that. 3 points to United.
We're going to
But-
base it off money.
Huh?
Didn't we criticize him last year when he wasn't putting in the performance?
Yeah, he couldn't catch a
I
cold.
wanted him out.
He
couldn't catch a cold.
I was saying Henderson's our
So
number one keeper last year.
why does Luke Shaw get protection then?
He doesn't get protection. I just think.
Shaw does a million things.
Do you know
right
what?
for us
Do you know
and
what?
one
He
thing
didn't
wrong,
do
that's
it.
why.
Okay, hold on. He didn't do a Suarez intentionally. It is a penalty. It's harsh how he got it. It's not. I don't think, bro. The natural body, when you lift your leg up, your arm goes up. It's for balance. It's just a natural way how your body moves, whether you like it or not, bro. That's
Okay, put it behind your back.
Yeah, you can put it,
But-
but
Go this way.
when you're slowing the
just
replay.
don't be lazy and just close the cross down and put your foot out there or something.
Go! You guys need to go watch the replay. You guys need to go back and watch the replay. The closeness.
Hey, it worked. We got 3 points. For all you know, that cross would have been a goal. So
There you go,
He
bro.
did
He
it for the
stopped.
Hayes confidence, boys. He did it for the Hayes confidence. That's it.
100%. I'm gonna go with that. There it is. Seba's spot on there. Seba's spot on.
None.
But boys, United get the win, regardless if we got a few extra greys there. But we got the 3 points. We're keeping up with the pack. I know we're not playing. The performances haven't been the best, but if we can build on that and the performances do start getting better, at least these games that we've now had, especially the last 3, we dropped points in the second one, but the last 2 where they could have been draws, we've turned them into wins, which is what last year and the year before have been a problem. The games that we should be winning, we've been drawing them, and now we've got players like Ronaldo, Bruno. We know how Bruno is. You can throw in Pogba in that conversation too. With Greenwood,
hey, Lingard got his
with
photo
Lingard,
that he wanted.
with
He got his
Lingard,
photo with
we've got
Ronaldo.
the players that it might take a moment. It might take just that one moment to win you the game, and I think we're going in the right direction. Hopefully, we
If you said 13 out of 15 points, you'd be happy out of 5 games. Before the season started. If you said 13 out of 15
thereabouts. Thereabouts.
We now have Aston Villa at Old Trafford this coming week. Prime time.
Bob's is going to go there. Bob's is going to go.
Saturday
He's going to give us a Viva Ronaldo. Tell Martial's wife we said hello again.
Before we wrap it up, I wanted to ask you guys a quick one. Chelsea's got Man City at home next week. What are you guys thinking about that game? Quickly, predictions.
Chelsea.
I think Man City beat them.
Ooh, Seba?
Chelsea.
Grealish double to shut you all up.
Man City, huh? Man City take Chelsea away at
You're
Stamford
the
Bridge?
splitting. You're the
Chelsea's
splitting
first-
vote, Rami.
Oh, I think Chelsea beat Man City. I think so.
I think Chelsea's first test because I think
All depends what Liverpool do.
They beat Liverpool.
All depends what Liverpool do. If Liverpool win, Chelsea win.
Liverpool's away to Brentford. Watch out. I'll tell you that much.
Ivan Toney, man.
Yeah. But yeah, look, guys, that wraps it up for another week. United keeping touching distance. They're thereabouts with the rest of them. Ollie is definitely at the wheel.
Ronaldo, another
Hashtag
goal.
my manager. Hashtag Bob's manager. Hashtag Kev's left back. The best left back in the world. You can clip this one up if you want. I don't mind. We had
Hey, boys,
the snake himself.
boys, how nice is
the
it that
snake
these-
himself,
that these
Cristiano
Messi haters
Ronaldo.
are talking? How mad is it that these Ronaldo haters are talking and Messi hasn't scored a goal in PSG yet?
Bro,
Don't worry about PSG. Let's not worry about PSG. Let's not worry. This is a Premier League podcast, Rami.
Did you see my tweet?
We can.
At 37 years old, he's doing it. That's all I'm saying.
Did you see my tweet? I said, "How can your best player of all time not pick up carrots and turnips in a farm?"
Simple as that.
And we'll leave it there. We'll leave.
37-year-old
There's a drought. Big drought, man.
goals already. 4 goals already. 37 years old in the best league in the world. There you go. How you like that?
Are you done? Are you
How you
done?
like
Big
that?
Ronaldo.
Well,
Ronaldo.
Are you done?
Sorry,
What
bro.
are they going to say? It was only young boys and it was
I get
only,
passionate. I get
West Ham
passionate about
and-
United. Sorry, man. Ronaldo,
talking
I
about
get very
PSG.
defensive about him. Very defensive.
You're
Can
talking
we,
about.
can we do like a group call? I'll call you guys. And I'm going to get to the stadium quite early, so we could do like a group call. I'm going to take my other phone. I'll try and keep you guys on it as long as possible.
Oh, that'd be brilliant. Let's do that.
Yeah, man.
Let's do that.
We can be on
We'll
the.
do a Facebook. How about we do an Instagram live on Football Capital and you jump on?
Yeah, of course.
God.
But do you know what though? You have to be singing. Ollie is at the wheel. If you do not sing that, you cannot come on the podcast ever again. Or any Facebook Live.
He took the money on us.
But guys, like always, I know it's been another long one, but the Premier League always keeps giving. Like, share, comment. You're going to probably see my face on Bits and Bobs' channel tomorrow morning. Or night over there. So catch us on that live stream there. If you want to see the rest of the boys, make sure you get onto them to join the stream. And we'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.